From players receiving a flying kick to the head, to players falsely pretending to get hit and cheat. Here are some more picks for football players caught cheating. They are just a bit more violent this time. This guy whom you can see rolling like a ball before he starts to crumple. See the agony on his face? I wouldn't blame him if you got fooled by his act for a second, but I can tell you, this guy here knew. See what happens after just a few seconds? That poor guy was literally forced to roll like a ball again. Now, it might have worked, but unfortunately it was way too blatant. And I really think this guy has a right to laugh. I mean, come on. Now that was a ridiculous situation. But let me show you something even more ridiculous. Any football enthusiast, let alone a football player, would know the rules of drop ball very well. But it seems like Bruno Fernandes doesn't.
Well, Bruno has nicked it away and is charging forward and has put the ball in the back.
Here you can clearly see as soon as the referee drops the ball, Bruno seizes it and runs straight up to the net. I think he wanted to score a goal far too much, but unfortunately for him, that wouldn't count. The only thing he did was waste time, and I think he also made people laugh. Now, if you think that was something, wait until you hear about a player that bites other players. Yep, you heard that right. During the 2014 FIFA World Cup, Luis Suarez bit Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini on the shoulder during a match between Uruguay and Italy. They had a collision while running, and you can see Luis wasn't happy, so he simply decided to bite Chiellini.
The box, there's the first challenge. Oh dear, oh.
Left his Uruguayan opponent, Suarez, clutching his face.
I mean, look at him. Now he's trying to act like a toddler after he's done with his mischief. And this wasn't even the first time he had done such a thing. Yep, you heard that right. This big guy did it for the third time. He was banned from the FIFA World Cup after this incident, which wasn't very surprising if you ask me. Now, Luis does seem to have some absurd and weird ways, but when it comes to real anger issues, nobody comes close to Diego Costa, who's known to leave his stamp on the match, pun intended. Here you can see him very mercilessly crushing his opponent's foot. And if you are thinking that seems like an accident, let me prove you wrong, because merely a few minutes ago, this happened. Next up, we have Tammy Abraham, who's the very opposite of serious. This guy here can help you learn one thing. If you want to get caught faking an injury, all you have to do is blink. Here you can see this seemingly accidental fall so perfectly executed. And I can tell you, if it had not been for his blink, he might have fooled everyone. Well, he almost did. And if these actors weren't interesting enough, let me introduce you to Joey Barton, who, in his long list of tricks and quarrels and sometimes outrageous attacks, has even gone as far as faking an injury without contact. Yep, you heard that right.
In the books today, an incredible victory for Lincoln City. Lots of pushing and shoving going on in this one in the second half.
It's so annoying.
Here you can see his plain and painfully obvious act of trying to deceive everyone while clearly nobody even touched him. Now, this is the kind of cheating you obviously shouldn't do because it's just so easy to get caught with. Obviously, you shouldn't be doing any sort of cheating, but cheaters, when cheating, don't think that. As you can see, this was some uncontrolled gymnastic display. Your definition of cheating might differ, but this right here is a red card. Physical human protection, guys, it matters. And you know what else matters? The number of players on the football field. Even a soccer noob knows that a team isn't allowed to have more than 11 players on the field at a time. And what you are going to see next goes against exactly that by just a minor foot move. Just see what happens here.
Jamvula's got it.
Now, it does look like a fine shot until you take a closer look.
drags the ball across the face of the Holstein Kiel goal.
Here you can see how a substitute player decides to step into the field at the very last second, resulting in a crazy penalty against his team.
Touched the ball before it went over the line, and a penalty has been given.
It does look like a minor mishap, but I'm very sure he'll keep a watch on his foot next time. But maybe he was just warming up after all. Continuing with our theme of actors, next up on our list of cheaters is Ashley Young, who's very well known, or should I say infamous, for his gymnastic long dives. This guy has done a lot of dives in his career, but one of the most noticeable was during a Premier League match between Manchester United and Aston Villa in 2012. The stakes were very high as both teams were competing for a Premier League title. Very early in the match, Ashley Young went for his infamously long and false dive on minimal contact from Aston Villa defender Ciaran Clark. Here you can clearly see the length he went to in order for him to land seamlessly onto the ground, and it paid off well because he ended up gaining a penalty for his team, which gave them a massive advantage against Aston Villa, and Manchester United ended up winning the match by a long shot. Referees weren't able to catch on with Young's tricks, but people surely did. Football manager Alex McLeish had this to say after the match ended.
Well, I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought Ashley threw his leg in to Ciaran Clark's, planted his feet firmly on the ground, and in actual fact, when I seen the replay, he then tries to pull his leg away.
Now, we have another diver to add to the list, but this one also puts up a fight when asked to stand back up on his feet after pretending to fall. This here is Junior Hoilett, guys.
Free kick for Blackburn right on the edge of the penalty area.
Here's the incident, and there was no touch at all. Hoilett was waiting for the touch. Colaccini pulls out, Hoilett goes down with no disgusted with his behaviour, and that is what has kick-started that brawl.
This happened during a Premier League match between Blackburn Rovers and Newcastle United in 2011. I think Hoilett was just annoyed at how very obvious his cheating was. I can see why those playing for Newcastle United would have been annoyed, but this guy's anger and fury don't make much sense to me. Next up is another angry fight, but this one is a bit more reasonable, I think. This controversial bout took place during a match between Leeds United and Aston Villa in 2019, when Leeds players didn't stop the game according to the rule after a player from Aston got injured.
Still going. Flick has found the back of the net, and
As you can see here, they didn't even stop after repeatedly being told to. And the worst thing, they went on to score a goal. Now that, I say, is some cheating right there. After that, some collars were pulled.
Villa players are absolutely furious. Referee has shown a red card.
But fortunately, the Leeds United manager got in the way and instructed his team to allow Aston Villa to score an uncontested goal immediately after to level the score as a gesture of sportsmanship.
I think they are going to give Villa the goal back.
The match ended in a 1-1 draw, and I think that seems like a fair end to the match and also to our video. Let us know your opinions in the comments below, guys. Tell us what you think and which one of the bunch was your favorite. We'd love to hear from you and get the discussion going. We read all of your comments. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated on all the upcoming cheats, kicks, and slaps. We wish you to stay safe from those yourself. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.